What's going on YouTube? This is Blackbox here with another video, and today we're gonna be going on the machine called 3, which is this one right here. And so for the scenario, we're gonna be using we have EvoCorp is hosting a music website on an Amazon S3 subdomain, and we want to read the files on that website. So we upload a shell that could make us interact with these files, and then we'll read the file we came there for. So I just said files too many times. And I already made the another starting out the machine. I'm just gonna copy the IP address, and we're gonna start with an NMAP scan. And the IP address. So the -sv probes open ports for service version running on them, while the -sc tells NMAP to use default script. And I just click on enter, and we should wait for this results. Okay, so we have port 22 on the TCP, and which is for SSH, and we have port 80, which means this website, which means the IP address is hosting an HTTP server on it as well. So the first question says how many TCP ports are open. That's gonna be 2 from the NMAP scan that we just did. And the next question says what is the domain of the email address provided in the contact section of the website. So we're just going to be accessing the website now. So I just paste in the IP and click on enter. Okay, I'm going to see the music, EvoCorp's music website right here. Okay, and they said contact section. So we have mail at the uppers.htb. So the domain is going to be the uppers.htb. I'm going to open link in new tab. The uppers.htb. I said the opposite was the uppers, and we can see that we don't have access to the website. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the domain and the IP address in the etc/host file. And then we use nano/t/host. Paste in the IP, and then I add the domain, so that way our machine is able to resolve the website to this IP address. And I click on, I save everything. So if I open it again, it should work this time around. So, okay, and it's working. I'm just going to close it since we opened this one with the IP address. And now it says, in the absence of a DNS server, which Linux files can we use to resolve host names to IP addresses in order to be able to access the websites that point to those host names? And that's going to be the /etc/host file, like we just did earlier. Okay, and now it says which subdomain is discovered during further enumeration. So for this, I'm going to be using a Gobuster scan on the EvoCorp's music website, so we can run it on here. So Gobuster the host -u for specifying the URL. Then -w for the word list. So if you have the set list word list, which is from GitHub, if you download it from GitHub, so you can see it right here. So you can just download it from GitHub over here and then extract it. So I already have it installed and I have it in a separate directory. So you just have to specify the directory which you have it in, and you'll be good. We're using the subdomain 20,000 list for it, and I just click enter. So now what this VHOST means is virtual host, and it's so because some websites can be hosting their web page on virtual server/host, and so companies can host servers on multiple domains in that process. And I had an error trying this. The reason is because the append domain is in giving us a false value instead of a true value. So if we use Gobuster vhost --help, you will see here that we have the --append domain, and it says append main domain from URL to words from the word list that we specify. So I'm thinking that this adds the words from our word list to the front, to the main domain in the service that we're trying to enumerate. So it adds it to this section, and it's not doing that because the value is in false. So to do that, to fix that, we just add this flag to our command. I'm just going to clear this out. Okay, and then we have the command, and then we just add the --append -domain, and now we could see that it's showing us true this time around, and we already have what we needed, which is this one right here. And I just press Ctrl+C. Now the reason why it's giving us this kind of error is that we don't have the service in our /etc/host file at the moment, so we just have to add that in. So I'm just going to copy this and open another tab. SU. To do that, you could just provide a space after this and just paste it in, and then I save it. So now let's open the domain in our browser, paste, enter. Okay, so it now works. Okay, so I was able to get it work, and from 502 it was changed to 404 because we don't have access to the website. So if I open, okay, so let me just clear this out, and this was the answer. Let me just copy this right now. Sorry, copy, there, and I see. And you could see I already added it to the web address. I'm just going to exit out of it, and then this is what it shows: status -running. Let me reload it again. Yeah, so it shows that the website is that domain is running. And now what this means is, what this history means is the subdomain, why the toppers is D. Oh, let me just use so what this history is the subdomain, while the toppers is the domain, and the h.htb is the top level domain. So we have three sections, which are the subdomain, domain, and top level domain. That helped as well. Okay. And now it says which service is running on the discovered subdomain. Now to do this, you can just search up what service runs on S3, and we can see Amazon S3. So that's going to be the Amazon S3. The next question says which command line utility can be used to interact with the service running on the discovered subdomain, and this is going to be the awscli command line utility. And to install this, I don't have it installed yet, so we could just do sudo apt-get install awscli, and we're about to have it installed. Okay, so we have it installed already. I'm just going to clear this out and install it directly for the box. Okay, so that's going to be AWS CLI. And it says which command is used to set up AWS CLI's installation. And this is going to be the AWS configure. And we can't move on without configuring this in the box. So AWS configure. Now for this, you can just put in any value you want. So I'm just going to put in temporary temp. So any value that you want, you can just put it in. It doesn't really matter. And if you put an empty value, it's also going to give an error as well. So you have to put in a value, or just any value you want. And it says, what is the command used? What is the command used by the above utility to list all the S3 buckets? And this is going to be the AWS S3ls command. I'm just going to submit it. And now we're going to start with the enumeration of the AWS server. So first, let's try to see and list the things in the server. So that's going to be S3ls S3 Okay, and this gives us an error. The reason why is it says could not connect to the endpoint, so you have to give it an endpoint URL. And to do that, we'll just use AWS S3 and then provide the endpoint. And the endpoint is just going to be the IP address. S3. And then I use ls S3 again. So we provided the endpoint here already, and then we have the ls command as well. So I'm just going to put in enter. Okay, and we could see that we have index.php and another access file and some images. Okay, and it says the server is configured to run files written in what scripting language, and that's going to be the PHP scripting language. Okay, and the last question is submit to the root flag. So from here, we're gonna be uploading a shell with the PHP extension, and I already built one. I already have one here already, so I'm just gonna cut it out so you could see what it looks like. And this is just what is inside the shell. So nano shell.php, yeah, and the same thing. What is inside? I'm just gonna Control X it out. Clear. And now to upload the shell to the S3 domain, we have to use AWS here. Okay, so we're just gonna use this, but we don't want to list it out, so we use instead we use the copy command or cp, and then we specify the location of the shell. And I'm already in the location of the shell, so I can just put in shell.php. And then I press enter. Okay, and we could see that we already uploaded the shell. So if we list the files in the S3 domain again, we should have our shell in the location as well, and we could see it here as well. So now to execute the shell, we just have to go to the S3 to the normal website, which is this one. I'm gonna reload it and move to the top. Okay, and then /shell.php question mark cmd equals ls. Okay, and we can see that it's working. So the shell is making us do all this. It's making us to be able to do this, and we could see images, index.php, and the shell that we uploaded as well. And now we have to enumerate this service, the website. So you could do ls // and now what this does is ls and the previous directory before this. So // means the previous directory, while // means our current directory. So if I do enter, we should see the previous directory, and we can see flag.txt and HTML. And if I do // we should just give us what is in our current directory, because that's what the // means. And the plus sign is used instead of a space, because we can't make a space in the command, so we just have to use plus. Okay, and now to read what is inside the flag.txt, we just use the cat command. So cat plus /flag.txt. So this is an absolute part, because we're specifying where the flag is, which is in the previous directory before our current directory, and we're telling it that we want to read what the content of the flag.txt, and we just click enter, and we have the content, and I just copy this and submit it, and that should be our flag. Okay, thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Have a nice day. Thank you.